How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the channel. This is Big Day Dave, and this is a map tour for a new mod map to Farming Simulator 22 called Eldorado. And we're going to start with a description from the mod hub, and it reads: the Eldorado map is a Brazilian map based on the city of Prado, Prad- Pradotopus, Pradopolis, Sao Paulo. Its name comes from one of the names of the farms that gave rise to the city of Pradopolis. Become a successful new farmer, growing from just an employee to a large, renowned farmer in the region. Be part of the history. This map has 105 purchasable lands and 67 small to large fields, all of which feature missions. Work with coffee farming and sell your productions or process it to obtain roasted coffee. At shop, you can make your purchases and repair your vehicle's implements if necessary. If the cost of the inspection at shop is too heavy for your budget, you can send it to the machine workshop located in front of the gas station. Your grain production in general, also including your potatoes and beets, can be sold in the two warehouses present on the map, where Warehouse 2 gives you the possibility of unloading your grains on the train. It is also possible to store your grains in Warehouse. Rent the train at 3 different points so you can sell your products in other cities, available at the plant, Warehouse 2, and at the sawmill. Sugarcane is also sold at the plant, in the place where you can buy fertilizer from the vinasse produced in the place, and produce ethanol to sell at the gas station. Whew. Bales in general, cotton and wool are accepted at the cotton gin. It is possible to sell various products in the city market. At the sawmill, it is possible to sell wood and also produce boards. If you want to sell the milk from your cows or produce dairy products, dairy is the place you are looking for. In need of limestone, do you also need to get rid of stones? That's where removed from your crops. Simple. Go to the limestone company. Are you in urgent need of fuel? Run to the posto, located in the industrial area of Pradopolis. In your new home, you have at your disposal a house to sleep in, and a shed to store your few machines. There is no snow on this map, as the winter in the region is cold and dry. The animal trader and the store close their door at the end of the day. Stay tuned. Have a good game. Whew. There are mods required for this map, starting with the barbed wire fence and wooden gate by Fritz, Brazilian fence pack by Zero Hito, and the wired fence and rail gate also by Fritz. Now, I will say, I think there are mods that are supposed to be required that are missing, because coffee is a product on this map. I think the Jackdough Harvester is missing from this list. So if you are looking to do coffee, I think you're going to need that as well. This map was created by Case IH Brazil and Connect Modding, and is 440.01 megabytes to download. And if we take a look at the map, this is what it looks like. We start out down here in the very southeast corner of the map, and we start out by owning just that. Farmland number 86. That is our starting farm, and there's literally nothing else. Not a single field, not a single farm. You are essentially supposed to be an employee of the region, and you are working on contracts to build up your funds to eventually become the great farmer. But you got to start somewhere. Let's see. Field prices do vary, but they are extremely expensive. So starting with this little itty bitty one here, 9,000. That's a pretty good one to start out with. 48,000. That's not that big for 48 grand. 75,000, 327,000, 223,000, and it just goes up and up. You get into these bigger ones, 448,000, 372,000. Let's check out over here. We've got the 400,000, Got a big one right here, 999,000. All in all, you do have access to some inexpensive fields. You can see a couple of plots here, 26, 34, but not a lot, and it's going to take a while to get to those bigger and bigger and bigger plots. All areas on the map are purchasable. There are no animals to start out with. Contracts are available. Production chains, there are none to start out with, and there are no collectibles to start. If we take a look at mods specific to this map, scroll down to the buy menu and the mods and DLCs, you'll see the Eldorado card, and we do have a tanker that is specifically for this map, and it will take the ethanol that the one production plant will produce. Let's see, for the build menu, if we take a look at that, there's absolutely nothing under buildings, but under productions, we scroll down through factories, all the way to the right, you will see the coffee factory. Again, just a warning, I'm pretty sure you need the Jacto harvester in order to be able to work with coffee, and you are going to have to place this specific mod down somewhere in order to roast and do anything beyond the actual harvesting phase. There is nothing under sell points, nothing under greenhouses, but under orchards you will see coffee trees are available. So they are a type of vining fruit, just like the grapes and the olive groves. And then nothing under generators. Now I do have these here as government subsidies. I am going to place these down because I do want to show off a couple of the productions around the map. So we'll throw a few of those down. There we go. And here. Nope. Let's keep going through this real quick. So under animals, there's absolutely nothing for mods specific to this map. Nothing for decorations as well. But under landscaping, take a look under painting. You'll see there are several additional swatches there. Nothing under trees, but under plants you will see Eldorado mods specific to this map. Now let's go ahead and fast forward just a little bit so we can get some extra money. And perfect. That is more than enough. All right. So we start out the starting farm. So let's take a look at our starting equipment. We go under our owned items. That's it. That's it. We own a truck and one small piece of property. Then Lizard Pickup 1986. That's it. Right there in front of us. This is our property. This is everything. Not a whole lot going on here. Sleep trigger right here. Wardrobe trigger right beside it. And that's it. Let's open up the fence and start heading around the map. Now heading down the street. Up here to my right, that is the supermarket sell point. Now, before we get too deep into this, I will say I'm pretty certain that there's going to be several updates in the not too distant future, because there appears to be several issues that may be happening. I'm not 100% certain on them, but I'm pretty sure there's issues. Shop trigger right here. And then around the back side, is the repair trigger right in here. Now we'll leave here. And head across the highway. Well, I guess we'll just go this way. Right over here, directly in front of me, this is the gas station sell point, and this is the gas station. Now, I will say, in the description there was something saying that there was some kind of repair trigger here. I do not see a repair trigger at all. I've been through here. I'm not seeing anything in the ways of repairing your vehicles, just a sell point. So I'm not certain what the description was saying. That's one of the things I've found that I think is going to be an issue that is going to need to be fixed. Oh, wait. Across the street. I missed that. Right there it is. Okay. That makes sense. And it works. Perfect. So now we head back onto the highway, go across the street. So we're heading the right direction of travel. Not the right way to get there, but that's okay. Head down the road just a little ways. And here we're going to pull off to the right. Go through this gated area. And go between the fields here. To right over here. Directly in front of me, this is the Grain Warehouse 2 sell point. Now we backtrack just a bit. Head back out that gated area. And now we head in this direction. Now coming up here, we're going to take this off ramp, and then we're going to have to kind of do a little loop-de-loop. So right here, going to go through the roundabout. And then come back out, go under the bridge, and go right this way. Now over here, just back here, this is the Lime Station buy point. And then just next door, come back out this way. Turn here. And go around the back side of this building here. This is the Bales sell point right here. Now we'll go across this little gap right here. Follow this to here, and now we start heading north. Right along the train tracks right here. Now there are several crossing points for the train tracks. Right here is one of them. I will say be careful, obviously, because there could be a train coming, but it's also extremely bumpy. So if you're going over those bumps really fast, those tracks really fast, you're going to go out of control very, very quickly. You saw just how slow I was going over them there, and it still sent me pretty well off. Animals here at the animal dealer. And the animal dealer sell point or trigger point right here. So if you want to purchase animals for your map, first off, for this particular one, you got to place down pens or pastures. Once you do that, though, you can come to this location using this icon, or you can use the same icon at your pens and pastures to have your animal dealer take the animals from here and ship them to your specific pen or pasture. Now, if you do that, you will incur an extra cost. That extra cost is associated to a delivery fee. Like I said, the animal dealer is taking it from this location to the desired location for you. Now, you can save that money by coming back to this location with an animal trailer. Come over these little hash marks here and load into the animal dealer, or I'm sorry, load into the animal trailer using this icon directly. Once you load into the trailer, you can then transport the animals to the location at your desire, and it's going to save you quite a bit of money. Depending on how many animals you need, it can be up to $100 per adult cow. So yeah, it adds up pretty quickly. Now, I will say that there are a bunch of different animals running around in here, and I am for it. So let's hop back in the truck. Now we need to backtrack a ways. Now we got to cross the tracks. Gonna want to go slow. And cross them one more time. Now, coming up here is one of those areas I was saying before where I think there's going to be some fixes needed. So, this here, I believe, is the Grain Warehouse 1 sell point. But I think this is supposed to be the intake for the train silo. So we have the train silo and a loading point for the train. I believe this is supposed to be an output for the silo back into your trailers, so you'd be able to take in and out. But I was not able to get a trigger to come up. I don't see a trigger actually available to indicate that there's any sort of action able to be done. And then over here you have just an output to put onto the train itself. You have a rent train trigger right over here. So yeah, there's definitely going to need to be something happening. But if we take a look at the map, we'll kind of take a look where we've been and what we've seen so far. So we started here on the main starting farm, went to the supermarket, over to the vehicle shop where we saw the buy trigger as well as the repair trigger. We went up and around across the street to see the gas station and the gas station sell point, across the street to the repair station, back across all the way down to here, up to the grain warehouse, came back down over to here, went through the roundabout over to here where we saw the lime station, back out up to the bales, around field 54 up to this crossing point, down to the animal dealer, and then back up, across, back through and across out to here. Now you'll see we saw the grain warehouse 1. This is why I think the bay right next door here is supposed to have a trigger, the Grain West Silo. I don't see where the input would be. You don't have the clear indication there. I mean, maybe it's kind of buried, maybe it's missing. Like I said, I don't know. I did pull a trailer over here to see if I could get anything or have a trigger come up. Nothing came up when I drove under the spout. I did test this one with the train, and you can use the train to take out of this facility. So basically, as it stands right now, I don't think you can put anything into this silo. I think you can use the sell point, and that's it. So I think this whole area is needing to be updated. Now I'll grab our truck again. Now just back here, right here, is the Madeira sell point. Now again, this is another area I think is going to need to be updated. So we went from this area right here just across the street to over here. You can see there's a sell point. Sell point is right here based on this marker here, and it has a wood sell trigger here. Now as we kind of walk around, I don't see anything that indicates that there's supposed to be a production or anything. But again, according to the description, let me see if I can find it there really quick. At the sawmill, it is possible to sell wood and also to produce boards. Well, I've been around. I don't see a production point here. I even tried buying the farmland, and you can see nothing's come up. Absolutely nothing. So I have no clue if this is supposed to be a production point or whatever. Right here we do have another rent train trigger. So yeah, I think this is supposed to be a production, but it's broken. So now let's turn around. Head across the bridge. Now we go through the clover right here and follow this down and around back to that roundabout that we originally went on to. Right in front of us. And following it around this way. Tucked away back over here is the dairy. Purchased the dairy for $990,240. Very, very expensive. Input right here. Output is right over there. Continue to make our way around. Now we are coming up to the kind of heart and soul of this map right here. This facility is absolutely massive. This is the sugar plant, or the cane sugar plant. It is absolutely huge. And again, I think there's some more problems to be had here. As you can see, this is all the sugarcane plant. Take a look around. Let's get a little high up elevation view. Look at all this. It is behemoth of a facility. Absolutely massive. Lots of stuff going on here. It connects to the train over on this end over here. And that leads me to tell you the next portion that I think is broken. So, take a look at the map. We were over here at the Madeira sell point. What's supposed to be, I think, the sawmill, but just isn't labeled properly. We then came onto the highway around over to the dairy, went back through out to this area here. Now, if we take a look, cane sugar plant is telling us that roughly production is straight ahead of us. Well, yes and no. The input for the production is right here. So you got to lift up, tip into the marker here, and then it will take in your sugar cane. But to actually purchase this location, to actually get it to start to function, we have to go a little ways. So again, right in front of me is the marker telling me this is where the facility is. But we have to come all the way around here. Again, going over the tracks, going slowly because it gets aggressive. Now over here is where not only is something broken, but the production point trigger. So right here is the buy point for it. $1.5 million to buy the cane sugar plant. We'll go ahead and buy this so you can see it produces ethanol and sugar. But, key factor here. Sugar is not the same sugar that we're used to seeing here in game. It is not palletized, as best as I can tell. It is actually loose. So if we take a look at the prices per 1,000, we scroll down, we'll see sugar. This is all fine and dandy, but this is the palletized sugar. We scroll down further, we have another sugar point right here. This is the loose sugar. Now, remember me telling you that something was broken? Well, one of the outputs for this specific production point is right here in front of me. It's this spout right here. Now, this is the ethanol output. Again, if we go to the production chains here, ethanol is one of the outputs. It's a liquid. You need a liquid tanker, and specifically you need the modded liquid tanker from the pack here. The mod specific to this map, you'll see down the bottom right hand corner, it says that it will take the ethanol from the sugarcane. Now, what's broken is obviously there is no output symbol right there, but if we go all the way back here, see if it pops up again. See how that popped up? Way off in the distance, you'll see that little blue reticle right there, that little blue icon. So the trigger is there. It is functional, but it disappears when you get close to it. So that needs to be fixed, so it is a clear indication. Now, over around this side, I believe is where the sugar is supposed to come out. So here you have a rent train trigger right there. Under here you have the output for the sugar for the train and the train alone. Well, what's supposed to be the train alone? I think over here is supposed to be the output for the sugar on trucks and trailers. I think I brought a truck and trailer under both of these outputs. Now, a train doesn't come on this line here. It only comes through this line here. Or, I'm sorry, this line over here. So I presumed that this was the actual output. There's no icon. I didn't get a trigger to come up. You could, in theory, pull a truck under here and potentially get it to come out here. I have loaded sugar onto the train. It does work for that part of it, but there's going to be a lot of little issues that are popping up that I'm noticing. Now, the last point of interest on the entire map is right over here. So again, you see that icon just disappeared right in front of us there. Go across the tracks. This is the slurry tanks buy point. So we can buy slurry from this specific buy point. And that's it. That is the map Eldorado. Now it is time to give my opinion, let you know what I think. 0 to 5 scale as per usual. What do I think of this map? Well, I think the color palette is fantastic. I think the layout is amazing. There is so much going on for this specific map. There's things that are very unique for this particular map as well. Sugarcane maps on a South American style map, we're used to that, but this particular facility is absolutely behemoth. It is massive, and it's just very impressive, the kind of layout of the land and all that stuff. I really like it, and I also really like this map. Now, all that being said, I'm incredibly disappointed with all the little issues. Now, they are little issues, but some of them are going to really affect the gameplay and the playability of the map itself. You know, the sugarcane facility here was not easy to disseminate how to figure out where things went in, things came out, all that stuff. And you can see we are supposed to be able to get sugar out of the plant there and actually put it onto trailers because the supermarket does accept it. Now we got the Recanto de Alvarado. That is a sell point for your train, but the supermarket is for your trailers. Now, by these prices here, you're definitely going to go by train. You're getting an extra $500+ per 1,000 liters. It'd be silly to miss out on all that money, but sometimes you might want to just do it by trailer. Who knows? But it's just one of those, like I said, it's a lot of little issues, and I think for the most part they're survivable issues. They're not issues that are going to be too terribly bad. Now, the one issue that I am incredibly disappointed with is the Jacto download situation. Now, the reason I'm so disappointed with that one is because the required mod that should have just automatically downloaded didn't download. It basically just kind of sat there and is required for us to be able to do anything with, but is not automatically downloading. So there's going to be, people who don't see this tour. There's going to be people that don't know what's going on, don't read the descriptions, and they're like, oh, I see coffee. How do I get the coffee to harvest and all that stuff? I can see the questions coming in, and one of those where we're going to have to explain that, well, you're going to need to download a mod kind of thing. So it's just yet another mod that's going to be required for us to be able to work on this map, which is fine. I mean, it's not the end of the world, but one of those that it should have done it automatically kind of thing. Outside of that, I think this is an absolutely lovely map. I think that this map has so much going for it. The scenery, the kind of overall presence of it is very impressive in my opinion. You've got like I said, this huge facility just kind of defines the entire layout of this map. Get to pull into the plant here and just kind of follow it around. It's really kind of inspiring almost. Like, you almost want to come onto it just so you can get the 1.5 million as a worker, kind of a rags to riches story, and then be able to go like full bore into like the whole sugar processing procedures and all that stuff. I think it's awesome. It's a really, really good map. Now, all that being said, what would I grade this particular map with all these issues? With all these issues, I'd probably give this map a 3. I think it's lovely. I think it's about average because of the issues, but it's still playable. It's still got some legs to it. Very, very nice map. If and when the issues get fixed, what would I grade this map? I would make this a solid 4 to 4.5. You know what? I'll say it 4.5. I really, really like this map, and it's got a lot of things going for it. There's just a few issues. There's a few issues here and there that need to be addressed. And once those things are addressed, this is going to be a very solid map. Very, very fun to play on. And I think it's going to be one of those maps where it's going to have a lot of longevity and life to it. So, yeah. That's how I feel about this map. I mean, you look at this map and you look around. You got the train rushing through off to the left-hand side there. You've got just the skyline. It's very open, but because of the undulations, the nice little gentle ease of the landscape, it's not flat. It makes it look just impressive. It's got personality, and I like it. And what I really like too is all the stacks there in the background. Those rolling stacks there, that's really just an amazing sight. You got the big silo bins way off in the distance in that direction. Like, everywhere you look, it's got something happening. It's something going on for it. It's really very nice of a map. But yeah, like I said, all that being said, I hope you enjoyed this map tour. If you did, please show me by liking, sharing, subscribing, following, commenting, doing all the things. The algorithms enjoy you doing it. Shows you're engaged with this channel, enjoying the content. And that being said, hope you have a fantastic day. Take care.